TIFU by saying the worst possible thing in a restaurant. This happened a few hours ago in a busy buffet restaurant in a hotel in Austria. Being a buffet restaurant, people were pretty much always wandering from table to food and back again, so there was a constant stream of mainly Austrian and German people passing our table. We've been here a few days, you start to recognize people, and my two young sons have made a few friends. I was joking with the kids that I'd left their Nintendo Switch at home. They suspected I was joking but went along with it anyway. So when I told them I had brought it, they wanted to check. I brought it, I said. Our Switch? Yes. Our Switch? What? Our Switch? Yes. Our Switch. They got louder and we started just repeating it, laughing. I noticed my wife frowning at me, or past me. It didn't really register. Our Switch? Our Switch. Ha. Then my wife really started signaling to me to shut up. I was like, it's okay. It's a buffet. Our Switch. Ha. Our Switch. Then my wife leaned in and urgently whispered, it sounds like you are all shouting Auschwitz. My whole body went cold with the realization. Needless to say, I immediately stopped, placed my hand on my eldest son's knee, and he, seeing the look on my face, stopped straight away. The 3-year-old did one final shout before I could stop him. I have avoided eye contact with all other hotel guests since. TLDR, shouted Auschwitz loudly, happily, repeatedly, in a restaurant full of Germans and Austrians. I'm really sorry. Edit, thank you for the gold and silver, kind strangers. My first. To those calling BS, I wish it was. To the genial Germans and Austrians assuring me of the reduced risk of horror due to pronunciation, sincere thanks. I will sleep better tonight because of you. And for the few offended at us shouting in a buffet, it's a kinder hotel. Kind of like if Michael Bay did buffets. Edit 2, just to all my salty comrades telling me I'm a scum coconut, that my kids will grow up to assholes because we were loud. I butternut love you, Reddit. I'm reassured that you are also considerate when it comes to noise in public spaces. You wouldn't like this restaurant. Stone walls, stone floors, a hotel designed for kids. It's like a school playground where they've all been given metal objects to smash together but louder. Our risky exchange was lost in the cacophony to anyone who wasn't walking past our table. Can feel the cringe from over here. Had multiple phase delayed cringe too. Can't believe it. Awful. Probably got a few looks because you were yelling louder and louder, not because our Switch sounds vaguely like Auschwitz. And those looks were merely yep, American confirmation glances lol. Edit, many people have pointed out that Op isn't American judging by his comment history. Cool. It was just a joke based on the perception of Americans abroad. I'm sorry to any Americans I've offended. German here. Our Switch doesn't sound like Auschwitz. Only for the hard of hearing. Auschwitz would sound like Auschwitz. Close but different enough. Plus, Switch sells in Germany, too, and is actually quite popular. I believe you're safe. Thank you. People most likely just thought you were being loud and a rude banana. What kind of logic is it's okay? Plus the story is dumb. 1/10. Stop yelling in restaurants. TIFU by almost murdering my friend and stopping a school-wide arms race. So this happened about 8 years ago in the 6th grade. Now, if you remember 6th grade, you know that trends fly in and out of style every other week. And just before silly bands took over as chief tween pimp currency, the big thing at my school was a trend we dubbed locker artillery. Basically, we gathered all the supplies we could from anywhere in the classrooms, and created small projectile weapons from what we scavenged. We would use these weapons to lob erasers, spitballs, and paper hornets at ourselves and unsuspecting teachers. Eventually, things got out of hand. It became a grade-wide arms race to create the ultimate launching machine. Heists were performed on teachers' desks. Books were destroyed and scrapped for ammunition. Students presented welts from paper hornets with the same pride one would display a hickey from a cheerleader. Rubber bands were contraband. It was a full-on Mad Max Magic school bus adventure. Here's where the fuck-ups started. One night, I was sitting on my bed, tinkering with various supplies, when it finally hit me. The secret is not the launcher, but the ammo. Spitballs were too light, hornets were too restricting, and erasers were inaccurate. I needed something aerodynamic. So, my sociopath 11-year-old brain decided that the inkwell of a pen would do nicely. I'll cover the tip with an eraser. What could go wrong? I thought to myself. Let me tell you. The next day, I created the ultimate cannon, utilizing no less than 7 rubber bands, a pen barrel, 2 springs, and a binder clip for a trigger. With the inkwell loaded, I felt like a small, sexually frustrated MacGyver with intent to kill. On the bus, my friend, let's call him Neo, was extremely interested in my device, and asked for a demonstration. Obliged, and fit the eraser to the end of the ammo. Neo opened the bus window, and told me to aim outside the window and hit the school wall. We were still parked at the school at this time. I aimed, pulled back and fired. All I saw was the eraser flying off the inkwell before I heard an extremely sudden crack. I looked forward, and there was a hole in the double pane window of the bus, only an inch or 2 from Neo's head. My parents had to pay for the window. Neo's parents didn't let me over to his house until senior year. The principal cracked down on locker artillery and suspended anyone, including myself, for 3 days, who dare use a pen for anything other than writing. But I still won that arms race. TL, Doctor, 6th grade, was obsessed with launching spitballs and erasers at each other. I upgraded the ammo and nearly killed my friend and broke a window with a pen inkwell. I was suspended and my friend's parents don't like me anymore. 8. RIP inbox. Thank you for the gold, kind stranger. Update, here's the tutorial for the device. We're gonna need the schematics for your makeshift crossbow. More of a cannon, really. I'll see if I can remember the exact design. Guess you caused enough of a scene to end the goddamn arms race. Dude, you made a makeshift weapon from school supplies that has the capacity to put holes in windows. That's badass. Think about what he could do with real military grade materials. TIFU by catcalling my husband. Edited to add, holy butternut, this post blew up more than I expected. Thank you to the anonymous redditors that gave me my first silver and platinum, you are so awesome. Naturally, this did not happen today. TL, Doctor is at the bottom. About a week ago, I was running errands with my 1 and 3-year-old boys. We had some time to kill, and my 3-year-old said that he wanted to see his daddy. So we picked up lunch and took it to my husband's work so that he could have a hot lunch instead of leftovers from the night before. We got the boys out of their car seats, let them sit in our laps as we all ate chicken tenders and fries in the front seat. Then, my husband took us for a tour around his shop. He works in sheet metal and makes air ducts. Our kids loved it. As we were leaving, I saw my husband walking into the building and honked at him, calling out, "Hey, nice butt babe." Then it happened, my 3-year-old yelled, "Nice butt daddy," which quickly turned into "nice butt mama." I tried my best to ignore it even though he kept repeating it. I thought that the worst was over when he eventually forgot about it. I was wrong. Now, almost a week later, he is yelling out our living room window, "Nice butt papa," what he calls our elderly neighbor. "Nice butt mama." "Nice butt baby," his little brother. I don't think we will be leaving the house today. TL, Doctor, I set a bad example for my child and now he is telling everyone that they have a nice butt. I was once walking around a Tesco's and there was what I assume a babysitter and a 3 to 4-year-old. The babysitter was on the phone and ended up saying, "Are you banana kidding me?" The toddler then was running around, "Are you banana kidding me? Are you banana kidding me?" The babysitter trying desperately to quiet the kid, saying, "No no no, please don't say that," which just made the kid say it louder and louder. I wonder what happened when the parents got home. Oh no, that sitter is going to be in a world of pain when the parents hear that. Lucky they forget cheesecake easy too. I thought it would turn out to be a co-worker and not actually your husband. But this is pretty good too. One day we had men outside working on the street in front of our house. They all wore neon yellow t-shirts like my husband does. My 3 years spent half an hour yelling "Hi daddy" out the window before I closed the curtains. Let's hope he breaks the habit before he goes to kindergarten and compliments the teachers behind. My mother took my daughter into the bank when she was 3. She was excited to show her off to the tellers who she knew for years. Teller offered her a lollipop and my daughter told the teller, in her sweetest 3-year-old voice, "Shove it up your coconut." I guess my husband wasn't very tactful when explaining about not taking candy from strangers. My mom was mortified. We had the same happen to us, only with babe. The wife and I call each other babe quite regularly, and our 5-year-old has picked up on it. Sometimes it will be hey babe to either of us, or at times he will say mommy babe, or daddy babe, when he wants our attention. Hasn't happened to a stranger yet, I don't think, haha.